How heavy should your beehives be just before winter? Hello, I'm Griffiths, welcome to Winning Griffith. Here we talk everything beekeeping, farming, countryside living. Now we do reviews as well. Now I'm down on the new nuke yard. We're gonna have to feed these bees. I suspect they will need a little bit of feed. They've had one round of feed so far, and we've just come into October, and this is the month where we need to get the feed into the hives right, because after this month the weather's going to turn cold and then they won't take syrup anymore. So I've got a range of feeds. Laped syrup from Italy. We stock this feed, really good heavy duty feed. Comes in these trays as well. Unfortunately, if you want these super handy trays, you got to collect or do pallet loads. The couriers keep smashing them up in the post, so we can't ship those. But the drums we ship, and that's what we're feeding today. We're feeding the drums. So before you feed anything, you just got to go into the apiary, and we just got to check the weights. So that's all I'm doing. One hand underneath, lift that up. Over these nukes you can go two-handed. Whoa, that's pretty heavy. Northumberland Honey Queen, Northumberland Dark Queen. Then that says Alex, but it's Nikki now. Nikki is the brains behind the queens. And that's what I'm doing. So that feels heavy, and it probably would be okay without having an additional feed, but I am going to feed them. Now the way I was taught, and it served me well through 12 years of beekeeping, feed the bees heavy, make sure, or not necessarily feed them heavy, but make sure your bees feel really heavy. The full size hives need to feel like they've been nailed to the ground, where you heft and you go, oh, that is heavy. That's the kind of weight I want. Obviously these being nukes, I can't get them that heavy, being 6 frames, but I want that box to be heavy. I want to feed them now if they need feeding. The ivy is flowing as well, so that's good. That's helping reduce the food bill down. So seeing the bees flying in and out here, bringing them back yellow pollen, we're seeing that. But that's what I found. The bees have already laid up come this month now. They've done their winter bees, they've got strong bees, hives looking strong, so we can go this month, really push that feed in if they need it. You can feed too much early and block the hive up, and that can be that could be an opposite of what you're trying to do, because you end up weakening the hive. If you feed too much too fast, then the queen hasn't got room to lay. So if you've only done 1 or 2 feeding rounds by this month, come October, then everything's sorted within the hive. You can push the feed in and give that, well, you know, the second you stop feeding, the hive is reducing weight every week because they're consuming that food, and then they're making room for the queen to lay. But that's the biggest thing. We want the hives to be full of winter bees before we really pack that feed in. And that's what I'm here now, what I feel comfortable now, really chalking these nukes up with feed. Because you don't know how long that winter is going to be. Winter can go on for quite some time. Now, if it's a normal winter and we come out of winter, say April time, and it starts warming up, you know, we can get some syrup on the bees if they need it then. But, you know, we can get snow all the way up into May. Global warming happening, you know, we don't know what the score is. You can never predict what the weather's going to be like, and you can never predict what the winter's going to be like. So that's one thing that served me well. It doesn't matter how the winter goes, whether it's a mild, cold one, short winter, long winter, you feed your bees heavy, make sure they're full of stores, and they're going to be okay. That's the main thing. There's nothing worse if your bees are going into winter quite light, they're going to run out of stores pretty fast, and then you chase them with fondant every month, keeping on top of that. Where if you can get the syrup into the frames now, that's a lot less work later on. And the price of sugar this month apparently is increasing a lot. So by the time you watch this video, I don't think we would have raised our prices yet at the time of this video going out, but certainly when we get another delivery in, the price no doubt will be higher. So if there is cheap sugar floating around on the market there, whether it's big bulk bags or syrup pre-mixed, inverted, you can get that quite cheap now. I would stock up because prices are increasing, unfortunately, same as everything else. So that's it for this video. The old day done smoker is going strong, hefting, feeding, back home for Sunday dinner. And that's it for this video. And if you enjoy this video, don't forget, click the subscribe button, hit that bell so you're notified of when new videos are uploaded. Thanks for watching.